the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. The Vedas enjoin Yajno Vai Vishnuhu. In other words, the same purpose is served whether one performs prescribed yajna or directly serves Lord Vishnu. Krishna consciousness is therefore performance of yajna as it is prescribed in this verse. The Varnashrama institution also aims at this for satisfying Lord Vishnu. Varnashrama Varnashramacharāvata Purushena Paraha Uman Vishnurāradhyate. Therefore, one has to work for the satisfaction of Vishnu. Any other work done in this material world will be a cause of bondage. For both good and evil work have their reactions, and any reaction binds the performer. Therefore, one has to work in Krishna consciousness to satisfy Krishna or Vishnu. And while performing such activities, one is in a liberated stage. This is the great art of doing work. And in the beginning, this process requires very expert guidance. One should therefore act very diligently under the expert guidance of a devotee of Lord Krishna, under the direct instruction of Lord Krishna himself, under whom Arjuna had the opportunity to work. Nothing should be performed for sense gratification, but everything should be done for the satisfaction of Krishna. This practice will not only save one from the reaction of work, but will also gradually elevate one to transcendental loving service to the Lord, which alone can raise one to the kingdom of God. Oh, that's it. So, text 6, Krishna is saying basically, actually, if you see the text, the previous conversation, how it is going. So it is saying, Krishna is saying, you have to abstain. See, not by merely abstaining from work, who can achieve freedom from reaction, nor by renunciation alone can one achieve perfection. Basically, this whole conversation is because Krishna is telling better than work is to get jnana. So when you get jnana, then you are free from duty. You have no obligation. That's what he told. So this is a question Arjuna asked. So one time you told me do your duty. The next time you are telling if you get jnana, you understand your position, then you are free from duty. There is no duty for you. So I'm confused. And again, he is asking to work. And now you are saying to work again. What are you saying, Krishna? That is what Arjuna is asking. Arjuna is not confused. He is asking for us, basically. So we all have go through this same cycle, right? Suppose we all know we have to work hard. Otherwise, we can't pay our bills. Then you go to take a job, and the boss is, you can't take it at the job also. So you say, forget it, yeah, I'm fed up. I want to do nothing. We all say that, right? Especially when we are frustrated, what we want to do, our first reaction is, let's quit. That's the first reaction. Everybody has that. So even Arjuna was thinking in the same way. Let me quit the war only. This is all too complicated. First is I have to kill. For what I have to do this? Only for becoming a king only. No. For that, I have to take so much trouble. I have to kill all my friends, relatives. Even for everything is okay. Then one last argument he gives. Come on, Krishna, you are telling me to kill everybody. Gurujan, my Gurujan you want me to kill? Bhishma and Drona? That was the last argument he gives. This is not correct. just for my satisfaction. So it's all troublesome. Let me kill. I'll not fight on it, right? That's the conversation we all know. But Krishna is saying, no, no, no. We all, when you got this body, that means your body will work. It's a machine. It will work. So it will work according to its capacity, how it is designed. Just like any machine, if it's designed to fly, it will fly. If it's designed to go on the road like a car, it will go. Otherwise, cycle, it will go like a machine. So there are three gunas, sattvagun, rajogun, tamogun. So based on your guna, your body will work. So you have to work. You cannot escape work. So people think, so then Krishna only is telling, okay, because you have to work, do according to your guna. According to your prescribed duty, you do your work.
What if I
So people take only there. People take only up to that point.
What if I turn on to?
Yeah, the tamoguna means you will be going down.
Yeah. So what if if I am like Tamoguna, what should I work? Tamoguna don't work. Sleeping is also.
No, he's saying according to your guna, you should work. So if I'm in tamoguna, so animals are in tamoguna. You decide if you are animal or human. So animals don't think. So tamoguna also means one who cannot plan for future. I want immediate sense enjoyment, immediate gratification. You show a dog one bone. Tell the dog, no, control your senses, don't eat now. This is not eating time. Dog will not. If he is hungry, he'll go for it. That is tamoguna. That is tamoguna. So we should not be, now the whole civilization is trained to be in tamoguna, instant gratification. We all are geared up like that. The corporate America has trained all of us to become in tamoguna. In fact, if you don't get a like, immediately you send one message, you didn't get a like, your friend didn't see, 2 tick marks didn't come. My God, she didn't reply. What is happening? What's wrong? Everybody has become like that, right? It's just tamoguna. Instant gratification. So the whole world has become like that, right? So Sattva means one who has full knowledge and he can wait for a long time to achieve the result. Just like how many of us can achieve today, Olympics is happening. Now to get to the point of Olympics, even in the race, in fact, whether they got the prize or no prize, all the participants in Olympics are actually best athletes. Otherwise, you can't even get there, right? But to get to that point, how long it took them? It's not easy.
There is also Tamoguna there. But you can
no guna is pure. No. There is no guna which is pure in this world. Every guna is mixed. All I'm saying is, it takes, in Sattva it takes a very long vision. Long vision it takes to achieve the end. And a Brahmana is somebody who is in Sattva Guna, not by Janmana Jayate Brahmana Nahi. Krishna explains karma. No, do you remember? You don't remember the slogan? Okay. Who is a Brahmana? How do you define who is a Brahmana?
By the
Janma
Karma chame.
Janma karma chame devyam. Right. So Janma,
no, that is not.
there is no Janma.
No, this is
Sorry,
different.
sorry,
This is Janma Karma. No. The other one.
I don't know.
So a Brahmana, everybody, it is not by birth. It is by your guna karma vibhagashaha. By your guna and by your karma, you are defined in that bucket. There are 4 buckets basically. So all the things, all the divisions of life, human life, is a combination of sattva-guna, rajoguna, tamoguna. That's all. So if you are in sattva-guna, you are considered a philosopher, a thinker, a leader. So if you are a politician, you have controlling tendency, you are ruled by rajoguna. Then if you are mixed with rajoguna and tamoguna, then you are a Vaishya. Then you are purely more predominantly Tamoguna is there, then you are a Shudra. So you always want to take instructions. Just tell me, sir, what I should do. So he doesn't have instructions. So all the other three gunas, they are self-employed. They don't want to take employment.
You said like just like a mission is designed for flying, it will fly.
Yes,
If I'm designed for like Tamoguna, what should I do?
that's an animal. We are not animals. We are
If we are
humans.
like designed like you said, like predominantly I'm having the Tamoguna, what should I do?
So you can you can raise yourself to Sattva-guna. Just like Pani,
Even if
water.
I'm designed like that.
No, you are not designed. We are not humans. Humans are not designed
For any
for any guna like that. We are designed to elevate ourselves. We only one species. We can change the gunas. If you do nothing, just like you pour water, do nothing, where will the water go?
Down.
To the lowest region. It will find its way. Right? The same way, if you do nothing, all the three gunas, Sattva guna will glide down to Rajoguna, will glide down to Tamoguna. It will naturally, you will go down to lower gunas.
Oh.
So you'll become like an animal. But we are all humans. So if you want to remain a human, the least is you should try to come to Sattva guna. If you don't do anything, then you will slide into Tamoguna very easily. That's the easiest thing to do. No work is needed. But to go up, then you need jnana. You need good association, like all this, nice satsang. So in satsang, what happens? We all chant and hear about Krishna. Then our consciousness is elevated. When we all chant and sing together, immediately feel good. That feeling good, the mind is already setting itself into mode of goodness. That's the first reaction that you will experience, that my mind is calm. So that is the minimum quality you need to actually understand higher topics. Otherwise, these topics will become very, very difficult topics. You cannot understand.
By profession or whatnot. But the idea is with Krishna consciousness, we will start elevating what
Exactly.
is out there.
Correct.
Nobody can be pure, as you only told,
Yes.
any good is not pure.
Yes.
So you have a spectrum. If your tendency is order taker, all of them are corporate are that,
Yes. Yes.
let it be. But Krishna consciousness will elevate your spirituality to a next level. I think that's how I see it.
Yes.
So then I become self-employed.
No, that's okay. We are not trying to change the social order right now. We are only trying to elevate our consciousness. That is a program. Prabhupada did not even try to worry about the social order of life, how it is organized, because you cannot. You'll be ending up doing a different program because life is very short. How much time we all got? Maximum 30, 40, 50 years. That's all. Beyond that, there's no guarantee. So that's a very short time to become perfect in this life. And you can become perfect. Yeah. As a devotee, you are not expected to just remain a Brahmana. You are supposed to raise beyond a Brahmana. You become a Vaishnava, that is called Shuddha Sattva. Yes. No, he's also not born a Brahmana like that. He's born a Vaishnava. If born in a devotee's family, you're a Vaishnava.
Tamoguna is not necessarily a bad.
Nothing is bad. No guna is bad. How you use it is important. So in Tamoguna, you are lazy. You don't like to do any work. You are unclean. You have no intention. You have no motivation. You have no zero motivation. So that guna will not help you to understand higher topics.
How can I use my Tamoguna to serve Krishna?
How do you use Tamoguna?
Like how Hanuman used. But
It's not
like that.
Like Hanumanji got angry
Yes,
when the Ravan and
yes,
he
yes,
got-
yeah.
So was his like anger is tamaguna, like
No, see, devotee does not have any of these qualities, but he can use anything in the service of the Lord. He will not throw anything because he understands material energy is but a servant of Krishna. So even the emotions, everything, there is nothing kachara. There is no kachara. So anything which is used in the service of the Lord, it is great. Just like a copper wire. For you and I, when you see copper wire, it's just a silly copper wire. But if you give it to electrician like Amarji, he will find my knives used to it, and it's a fuse. You know how to connect it properly to electrical engineer. He knows how to use a copper wire, and it becomes you can spread electricity. But for our eyes, it's a silly copper wire.
it's like
So for a devotee, there is nothing in this world which is not connected to Krishna. So you can connect everything to Krishna. So even Tamoguna, he can connect to Krishna. Actually, there was, like your question, Varun, there was one drunkard who came to Prabhupada. So he said, Prabhupada, I cannot stop one day also, 1 minute also without drinking liquor. So what am I supposed to do? Prabhupada said, no problem. Krishna says, Rasoham apsu kaunteya. I am taste of water. You don't drink liquor without water, right? This is no, I mix water. Yeah, every time you mix water, you just meditate that Krishna is a taste of what taste of water, and every time you take that sip, you remember that you are tasting Krishna. He gave that instruction. He said you do that. So actually, this is a pure devotee. He knows how to engage Tamoguna also in Krishna service.
yeah.
We cannot.
Okay.
Okay. So that drunkard, he came back within 3 days. He said, I don't know what you told. Every time that you told to remember Krishna, I'm tasting Krishna, I was doing it. He was very sincere about it. He was actually sincerely tasting Krishna. So after 3 days, he comes back and he says, I don't know what happened, Prabhupada. I cannot drink this liquor anymore. What am I supposed to do? He said, okay, now throw the bottle and I'll give you Hare Krishna and you chant Hare Krishna. Now you taste Krishna's holy name. So that person became a devotee. So that is association of a devotee. Yeah, text 6 and 7. Basically, what Krishna is saying, you have to do work. You got a body, you have to do work. And what type of work you will do? So you will do according to your duty. Basically, whatever you learned. You learn some software, do some software. You learn some cooking, you do some cooking. You learn some driving, do some driving. Oh, don't worry about what guna, karma, and all that. Forget it. This is practically, this is what you know. You do that work because you have to bring bills to your house. Now, that is not the complete instruction. Krishna just is taking you step by step. So now he is introducing the concept of karma yoga. So this is the whole topic of karma yoga. Now in this karma yoga, what is telling the next sloka? Go to next sloka. Then he's saying people try to control the senses. So because that's very essential to control the senses, to gain jnana, to understand who you are. Now you really did not control your senses, but you're pretending your mind is not controlled, but your body and senses, you want to artificially control your sense. So some people go to Haridwar or some holy places, they will wear even saffron and they'll call themselves sannyasi. But now nobody is seeing. So I can maybe take some ganja. I'll smoke, I'll drink something. Nobody is watching. So that situation, Krishna is saying, no, don't do that. Your mind is not controlled. Don't artificially control your body and delude yourself that you're renounced. You're a mithyachara. Mithyachara, you're a pretender. Don't do that. And for cheap publicity also, people do this. for telling to others, they are all very religious. But inside, all the desires are there to enjoy. So that doesn't. So Krishna is condemning right there. Forget it. That doesn't work like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course Krishna is watching. But that guy is thinking like that. Now nobody is around me. So he's talking about that pretender. So don't do that. Krishna is saying, don't do that. So first is to at least purify your mind to control the mind. So how do you do that? Develop detachment. On the other hand, means
Yeah, like, what is it? What is it? What does it mean? On the other hand, who controls the attention of
yeah,
the mind.
yeah, by the mind.
So it's
So-
not like may not be controlling physically, but his mind is his control. Like that is the
That's more important. That's the point.
No, he's saying that first point is that he's not controlled his senses. He's just artificially doing.
Restraining. He's
restraining.
artificially restraining.
basically control your mind.
So Krishna is saying basically control your mind. Because all practices, religious practices, are meant to purify your mind only. There is a beautiful poet, Vemana. All Telugu people know this poet, Vemana. So he has a beautiful poem. He says, just like when you finish cooking, all the dishes are lying there. Now, next day, will you use the same dishes without cleaning them?
No.
పాసిపోయినవి గిన్నెలు వాటిల్లో వంట మళ్ళీ చెయ్యం కదా ఎందుకు why you cannot use?
Because they're contaminated.
They contaminated. So it is not suitable for eating again. You cannot use that dishes. The same way, if the mind is not purified, it's not cleansed every day, and if you are performing more and more rituals only for the sake of doing it, it is just like cooking in dirty utensils. అలాంటి మనసు శివ పూజ కూడా పనికిరాదు.
How do we know if our mind is purified?
It's a good question. How do we know our mind is purified? Is Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. So Bhagavatam says, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, welcome.
Please come.
Welcome. Would you like a chair or you can sit on the floor? Chair? I'll get it. You can sit. Okay, there is a chair. What about you? You want to sit down? Okay, good. Where should I put this? Yeah, bring what did you wish? My mom is sweet. Yes, thank you. I can offer it to this one. Thank you. Great.
So the way to purify your senses is by Rishikesha Sevanam, using your senses in the service of the master of the senses. So then automatically the senses become purified. So the purification process is actually very difficult. Normally speaking, it's very difficult. What is actually contaminated? First of all, let's understand. What are we cleaning and what is contamination? If we are talking about contamination, what is contamination?
Material. We are thinking that we are this body. I mean, we are materially contaminated.
Enjoy that feeling.
I mean, the material contaminated.
And I should be in control.
Yeah.
Or is it thinking of something else when we are performing the rituals? Mind is just
Any kind of material attachment is the contamination of the purpose.
Yeah, all are kind of correct answers. But really what Krishna is saying is contamination is the biggest contamination is the ahankara to think I am this body. That is the first contamination. So as long as we think we are this body, So we are acting in that consciousness. So contamination, so sarvopadi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam. So upadi, first thing what happens because of false identification, upadi comes into us. Upadi means I am a boy, I am a girl, I am rich, I am intelligent, I am this, I am that. So you keep on adding upadi. They are called upadi, identification. So the more you interact in this world, the more you are attracting all these identifications. I have this, I am this, I have this. This keeps on increasing. And when we have family, then that extends. My children's belongings also belong to me. My entire families also belong to me. Everything, it's an extension. Now we extend to the community. Oh, I belong to this community. I have big community. Now I'm a very rich family. Somebody in the family is rich, but we'll start thinking, oh, I'm very, very influential because I have a rich uncle. I have a rich MLA. It has nothing to do. Really, if you go back to them for help, they'll all be away from you. But for a group photo, they'll all come. I have family photo, family photo we all take. Moment you ask for help, you see the same family, what happens. I'll talk to you later. Okay, wait. Immediately, there is no true friend, there is no true family. They are all asat sainyeshu. Asat sainyeshu means you all think that we have soldiers, but what type of soldier? Just when the enemy comes, that soldier will run away. What is the use of that soldier? So Krishna is saying this is asat sainyeshu. For such people, Arjuna, you are lamenting. For such people, you are lamenting. This is called anarya jushtum aswargam. Means such type of consciousness is called anarya. Is not an arya. We have a lot of aryans here. But a true aryan is somebody who lives in the consciousness of I am a spirit soul. So we didn't even come to that point. So a civilization filled with anaryas. We are all anaryans. But we all think we are from Aryan civilization, but we are not really. Unless you take to Krishna consciousness as your life mission, then only you start your Aryan life, Aryan civilization. Otherwise, you are not. So, when you are getting purified, what should happen to you? Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam. So, how do you know you become nirmalam? How do you become pure, free from contamination? When you have no more designation. You cannot be free from all designation. There will be one designation that you cannot go away from. That is your true identity. There is false ego, right? We say false ego, ahankara. But there is a real ego. If you remove the false, there is a real ego. And that real ego is you. That is Krishna Dasanu Dasa. That is, you are a true servant of Krishna. Just like all our body parts has identity. That identity is to serve the body. All the parts of the body have to serve the body. Now the fingers cannot go on a strike. They'll say, today onwards, I am not giving food to the stomach. This stomach fellow taking all the food, service from me. Why should I do service? You give him a rasgulla on the strike day, you give rasgulla. Then the hand will go in the rasgulla. I'll just feel the rasgulla, very nice, soft, spongy, nice. But I'll not give to the stomach because I'm on a strike. Does that work? The only position of the hand is to serve the stomach. You cannot change that. Like that, all of us, you can say, I'm an atheist. I'm very intelligent person. What is this bowing down to God and all? I'm not ready to do all that. Why should I chant Krishna's name? I will chant Bollywood songs. I like so many Justin Bieber or whatever songs I will learn all that. Why should I sing all these Krishna songs? You can say all that because we are part of Krishna. Krishna is Avigna Swarat. That means he is independent, supremely independent. We are his parts. So we also have independence. Yeah, you can also say you don't want to do. But if you don't serve Krishna, you will be forced to somebody else. You don't serve God God, you will serve DOG dog. Right? And you will also take that plastic bags. If it is what type of seva everybody is doing, you can imagine. And they can say, I'm an atheist. I don't want to do any seva. But you are doing because that is our position. So when sarvopadi vinirmuktam, tatparatvena nirmalam, when all these designations go away, then you have no reservation in serving Krishna. That is when you know you are clean. All contaminations are gone. That is a devotee. That is what Krishna is asking all of us in the Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is saying, I know I'm telling you so much work you have to do, but truly there is only one work. That one work is the ninth sloka. Yajnata karma anyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. You are thinking you can do any work. But actually there is only one work. That work is called yajna. Yajna means we all know. You're going to work and all that. People are doing sacrifice. You are leaving your families, everything. So much we left India, we came here. Tapasya, sacrifice we are doing. For what? Something we are thinking we'll gain. But here Krishna is saying there is only one sacrifice that you all have to do. That is work for me. Anyatra, if you don't work for me, lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Any work you do, it will bind you.
What kind of mind?
Anything, it will bind you.
What does
Work
bind
will,
mean?
binding means action reaction. Will be bound up. Just like a worm, small insect, is going in the spider web. Moment that small insect goes in the spider web, what happens?
Okay.
It's caught up. Now, the more the fly tries to get out of the spider web, what happens?
More.
Gets stuck more and more and more. Same way, we all try to solve a simple problem. We just wanted to earn 1 lakh rupees, little extra. So we came here. So that little extra, what happened, we all know. We need little more comfort. Then there's no problem. One more EMI only you have to pay. Oh, looks simple. Oh, rent EMI, what is the big difference? Oh, let's bind up, sign up. Okay, 30 years, bound up. So then everything else, you know, how we get wound up. But none of us are aware that this binding up is so much binding that it will take you to one more cycle of birth and death, repeated birth and death, repeated birth and death, and you cannot get out of it. So Krishna is saying, Lokoyam karma bandhanaha, anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. But if you learn this art, that means if you know how nirmalam, tatparatvena nirmalam, then what happens? When there is no more contamination, I'm only working for Krishna, then you'll become like the spider's baby spider. The same cobweb is there. The baby spider is still going on that cobweb, but doesn't get caught up. That is what Krishna is telling.
Oh, that's 6 and 7. It says if your mind is not in control, don't try to act.
Artificially control. Don't try to artificially.
The mind is all over the place, so should be
No. That is, you're not pretending. What you're doing is sadhana you're doing. You're accepting your shortcoming. And you are accepting the Guru's instruction of performing sadhana to chant Krishna's name. So just by taking Krishna's name is purely Mangalam. Simply by hearing Krishna's name. Srinvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtanaha. You don't have to do anything. This method is so simple. Simply by hearing Krishna's name, all the kalmasha in the heart goes away. Rinvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtanaha Hrudayantasto hi abhadrani vidunoti subutra satam. What happened? Whatever is your kalmasha in your heart. So Hridaya Granthi. Granthi means knot. So when you tie a criminal, what you use a rope and then what you do? Put a knot. And you want to make sure how the knot is secure. What you do? Put one more knot. And put one more knot. Then, okay, now it's secure. This guy will not run away. Like that, Pumsa Striya Maituni Bhavam Yetam Tayor Hridaya Granthi. So Bhagavatam is saying how we all are getting tied up in this world. Maituni Bhavam is just one boy. You don't have to do anything. Just come to age. Automatically, that love attraction to opposite sex comes. There's no training required. No training. Just have to come to the age. That's all. So this is the arrangement of material energy. So immediately when they are tied in the form of a marriage, then Hridaya Granthi. To secure this knot, then there are children. To maintain that, there is a Vitta. Vitta means field of activity or job or something. Then Gruha Kshetra, Ityadi. Then all these things come into place. And then what is the illusion? Aham Mameti. That is the first illusion is sealed. That envelope now is sealed with the title called Aham Mameti. All this now belongs to me and this is mine. This is the illusion we come into. So that Hridaya Granthi, that
Why are you saying it's illusion? It's real.
because we are not this body. Because we are not this body. We do not belong to this. That is why. So how do you learn that? That is only by hearing about Krishna's name. There is no other way to get this out. There is no other way. At least in this age of Kali Yuga, there is no other way. So this is called Sankirtana Yajna. So simple. Otherwise, Kali Yuga is filled with faults. Kaler dosha nidhe rajan. Asti hi ekat mahat gunan. Kirtanadeva Krishnasya nama. Mukta sangha param raje. That's all. It is so simple. Kirtanadeva Krishnasya nama. And then immediately you are liberated. So that is a technique and that is the yajna you are supposed to perform. Sankirtana yajna. So this is the golden triangle I was talking about. So three things you cannot avoid. One is called sacrifice, charity, and penance. All these three constitute your religious life. This is not meant for animals. It's only meant for intelligent. Yajantihi sumedashaha. Only intelligent men of Kali Yuga will take to this process of Sankirtana Yajna. So that's the prediction of Bhagavatam. Penance and charity. You cannot stop all these three things. When you collect money, that money is very polluting. So immediately how to purify that money is by doing charity.
It must be done.
It must be done.
But it should be done in Krishna consciousness.
It has to be done in a Krishna conscious way. Because charity can be done in three ways again. You can do charity in the mode of ignorance. You can do charity in the mode of passion. And you can do charity in the mode of sattva guna also. So if you do charity to the wrong guy, you think you have to give charity, you give him money, he'll go and smoke. Or he'll do some nonsense. So that nonsense work also you have to share the karma. So you cannot do charity without knowledge. Or if you cannot do charity out of your ahankar, oh, I want to be great, I am the giver, I am the data. I want to get name. You know how great work I do. For that type of mentality, if you do, that is also not good charity. That is also, of course, any charity you will get good. But that good, you have to take one more birth to receive that also. So you have to do charity only for uplifting Krishna conscious activities.
How would you say, so there are many ways, but some examples like, how do we do sacrifice?
Just like you can give charity of the Gita, Gita Jnana. You can do charity of knowledge.
It's not just money.
Of course, everything is connected to money, right?
Okay.
So you have to do that. You can do, yeah, make prasadam, and yeah, instead of giving food, devotees give prasadam. Because it is a dual effect. It is spiritual food.
What would be the sacrifice?
There is only one sacrifice, Sankirtana Yajna. Yajna is sacrifice, and that sacrifice is Sankirtana. So we engage in Sankirtana. That is a sacrifice. And penance? What is the penance? Very simple. Four regulative principles. Chant Hare Krishna. Follow Ekadashi. Very simple. Asat Sangatya. Give up bad association and maintain good association. This is penance. You don't want, any association. So that is good association. That is penance. You are giving up something like that. So this type of, now Krishna understands not everybody will come to this stage. So then Krishna recommends, okay, there are other types of yajnas, puja, punaskara, so many things that people are worshipping, Devi Devatas. That Krishna talks about in the next sloka. Yeah.
Do you have a record or history of anyone who is a pure devotee
Mhm.
when they were bound with relationships
Mhm.
or bound by family relationships?
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So what is the question?
Uh, a record of anywhere where a pure devotee was able to become a pure devotee when they were bound by relationships.
Maybe I'm not understanding the question. All the Pandavas have relation, Kushi has relationship. Bhishma is completely within the family situation. Is maintaining all the children, grandchildren, great grandchildren, all the people, entire Hastinapur kingdom itself is maintaining. Is it pure devotee?
Will you call Bhishma devotee?
Of course, pure devotee, not ordinary. Bhishma is.
He did not mention that he was getting this robe, right?
Yeah.
He was not as per the, he was serving the king.
Yeah, it is. Actually, it's the Acharyas gave a very nice commentary on Bhishma. If he's a pure devotee, why did he keep quiet?
Yeah.
Why did he keep quiet? So, pure devotee is somebody who understands Krishna's mind also. So he can understand what would Krishna want me to do in that situation. It's not a speculation like us. So, at the risk of getting bad name, even till today, how we are accusing Bhishma, at the risk of taking that bad name, Bhishma understood that one devotee, that Draupadi, how she is calling Krishna, hey Krishna, please help me. In that helpless state, how she is expressing her surrender, Sharanagati to Krishna in that moment, she should be glorified to the rest of the world. And Bhagavatam explains so beautifully there are ecstasies. There are a lot of ecstasies when you chant Krishna's name in a pure state. There is no contempt. In fact, you are expected to chant only Krishna's name once, as purely as you can, only once. then Krishna becomes indebted to you. But to chant that one time correctly, purely, without any agenda, it takes a lifetime practice. So when Draupadi was chanting like that, the ecstasy that she was experiencing was an unlimited garment. So unlimited garment is also a feature of the ecstasy. The Bhagavatam explains that. So to show that, yeah. Yes. So now who is getting glorified here? Draupadi. So Draupadi is showing to the rest of the world how Name Bhakta Pranashyati. My Bhakta will never be perished. My Bhakta will never be perished. And that is a testament of Draupadi's calling out Krishna's name. Because Krishna's name is non-different from Krishna. It is not any sound vibration in the world. It is a magical sound. This mantra is not ordinary. If it is ordinary, why would devotees take the trouble of people like Narad Muni going and telling everybody, chant Narayan, Narayan, Narayan? Why? Because it's magical sound. And this sound is very different. And that difference, to perceive the difference, is the tapasya you have to do in the human form of life. It is not easy. If you are not putting, just like even to get a degree, how many years you are spending? Simple degree. What is that? One university is telling, okay, bachelor's of science. That's all. But to get that one degree with one qualification, engineering, computer, whatever, you have done tapasya of 20 years or maybe more. Just that one title. And what is the value of that? You go to the job market, you know. For that, you have done so much sacrifice. But to understand what is Krishna's name, it is so transcendental. How can we think it is a part-time thing? 1 hour or 2 hours we spend, we can understand Krishna's name. No. People who are really, really seekers of the truth, they have given up everything. They have gone to the forest, like Dhruva Maharaj and all these great sages. And in Ramayana, you see Ramachandra is going and with the Dandakaranya forest and all these places. He's meeting all these great sages. They are their only one business. They want to see Ramachandra's name. That's all. They are chanting and hearing. So what I'm trying to say, to depend on Krishna's name is so great that even in the direst of most difficult situation in the material world, if you are given in any situation, if you know to call Krishna's name like that, then you will also perceive the same benefits like Draupadi. And she is so great because of that, of her calling Krishna's name.
To say that, but to portray that particular incident,
Yeah.
Bhishma kept quiet.
Yeah.
Bhishma kept quiet. Just that, so that we continue to glorify Draupadi. Doesn't matter even if I get bad name, no problem. This is very difficult concept to understand. People think, oh yes, he did the wrong thing. No.
like people say that on the airport and hospitals, we are very pure, like, okay, very beautiful, right? So, so Draupadi was also calling Krishna for her own sake. I'm wishing I'm in the going in the flight. I want to flight to this way, flight near and near. I'm also very like I'm not asking Krishna.
It seems like material, right? If it is material, the first thing she should be calling out is Bhima or Arjuna.
Yeah. Yeah, like she has five husbands.
She has 5 Pandavas. She should be calling their names.
But they had lost.
It doesn't matter. No point is she is not calculating materially. If it is material calculation, you should be calculating equal power.
Yeah.
Like Bhima, Arjuna are equal power, like that.
Yeah, and I also think when she is calling out Krishna, she's not asking anything from Krishna.
She's not
like,
saying
it's a
anything.
sign of surrenderance. Krishna, whatever you give, I am ready. It's like that, like,
No,
Complete Sharanagati.
it is, just like if you fell down, like you fall in a grave.
That's all.
Like that, she's not, I'm sorry, but you are promoting sensitivity.
Okay, I'm not talking about my opinion or anything. This is the insights of acharyas. Who are we to understand what a pure devotee is thinking? You see?
Like Dronacharya was there, they were like so learned, and they should have. What is the like dharma? Is on.
Exactly, because they did not come up to that point. Krishna told, now you deserve death.
Yeah.
So he also knows the consequence.
We can say that it was destined to happen that way, but I cannot make Bhishma or Dronacharya, whatever they did was right.
So they are punished. They're punished.
So even if we know that, I mean, at times we don't perfect them basically. So this could be the situation where we don't know that they should face our attention. So then you are not Vaishnava, right? Then if you know dharma, and the king is not beyond dharma.
So dharma is very complicated. It's not easy. Dharma is not it's not one straightforward thing. Everybody in that situation, they are following their dharma. It's not that they are not following dharma. They are all experts in dharma. Dronacharya is not an ordinary person. He, in fact, his friend, Drishtadhyumna, he did a yajna and his son came out, Drupad. So Drishtadhyumna came out only to kill Dronacharya. But Dronacharya goes and teaches how to teach, how to fight. And knowing very well, he's born only to kill him. So how do you think Dronacharya is a small guy? He knows Dharma perfectly. So it is very difficult for us to comprehend these aspects. Thank you. So I can stop here unless anybody has any questions. Yeah. Sure. So E point, ninth sloka, okay. So రకరకాలుగా I'll just say in Telugu. You speak
I
Telugu.
did not get a question.
So she's asking the ninth sloka to speak in Telugu.
Oh.
Okay. So మన అందరికీ కర్మయోగం అంటే అందరికీ తెలుసు ఏదో ఒక కొంతవరకు కదా. కర్మయోగం అంటే మీ ఉద్దేశంలో ఏంటి? మనకి ఏదో కర్మ ఉంది, మన డ్యూటీ మనం చేస్తే అది కర్మయోగం. కానీ అది కాదు, కర్మయోగం డెఫినేషన్ కూడా కాదు అది. మనం చేసిన అది కర్మ, మీరు చేస్తున్నది ఒక కర్మ, అది యోగా కాదు. కర్మ యోగం చేయాలంటే రెండు విషయాలు మినిమం ఉండాలి. ఒకటి, కర్మ ఫల త్యాగం నేర్చుకోవాలి. అంటే ఆ ఫలం వచ్చిన కర్మ చేస్తే ఏదో ఫలం వస్తుంది, ఆ ఫలం నాది కాదు అని తెలియాలి. సో దానికి వైరాగ్యం కూడా ఉండాలి. ఈ రెండు మినిమం ఉండాలి. అప్పుడు మీరు చేసిన కర్మకి కర్మయోగం అని పేరు పెట్టచ్చు. సో ఏదో నా డ్యూటీ ఉంది, నేను కర్మ చేస్తున్నాను కాబట్టి కర్మయోగం కాదది. అయితే నా కర్మ ఫల త్యాగం చేశాను. కర్మ ఫల త్యాగం చేస్తే కర్మ ఫలం నాది కాదు అంటున్నాను. అయితే ఎవరిది? ఎవరో అక్కడికి ఉండాలి కదా హక్కు. అధికారి ఎవరు? ఆ అధికారి ఎవరో మీకు తెలిస్తే అప్పుడు అది కర్మ యోగమే కాదు, అది భక్తి యోగం అవుతుంది. ఆ కర్మ భక్తి కింద మారుతుంది. కృష్ణుడు ఏమంటున్నాడు? అందరూ ఏదో పని చెయ్యాలి, శరీరం ఉంది కాబట్టి ఏదో పని చెయ్యాలి. ఎలాంటి పని చేస్తాము? మన గుణానికి అనుకూలంగా ఉన్న పనినే చేస్తాము. మనకి అందరికీ ఒక్కొక్కరికి ఒక్కొక్క గుణం ఉంది. గుణ కర్మ విభాగశః. మన కర్మ గుణాల బట్టి విభజించబడింది కదా. సో ఆ గుణాన్ని బట్టి విభజించబడి ఉంది. అయినప్పటికీ కూడా మనకి వైరాగ్యం ఉన్నప్పటికీ కూడా, కర్మఫల త్యాగం చేసినప్పటికీ కూడా అది ఎవరిదో మీకు అర్థం అవ్వకపోతే అలాంటి కర్మ మీకు బంధాన్నే ఇస్తుంది. ప్రతి కర్మకి కర్మ బంధనం ఉంటుంది. ఎలాంటి వాళ్ళకైనా కర్మ బంధనం ఉంటుంది. కర్మ బంధనం ఉండకుండా మీరు పని నేర్చుకోవాలి చేయడం. అది ఎలాగా అంటే ఈ కర్మ చేసే పనులన్నిటినీ కూడా ఇక్కడ ఒక యజ్ఞం అంటారు. మనం వివాహం కూడా ఒక యజ్ఞమే. కానీ అన్ని యజ్ఞాలకి యజ్ఞ భోక్తుడు విష్ణువు. సో అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనం ఫ్యాక్టరీలో పని చేస్తున్నాము. మీరు ఎంత పని చేసినా అటు జీతం ఇస్తాడు. జీతం ఇచ్చినంత మాత్రాన కంపెనీలో ప్రాఫిట్ మీకు మీది అవుతుందా? కాదు. కంపెనీలో ఏ పని మీది కాదు. ఊరికే మీరు పని చేశారు కాబట్టి మీకు జీతం ఇస్తాడు అంతే. అలాగా ఈ ప్రపంచంలో ఈ సృష్టిలో అందరూ ఏదో పని చేస్తున్నారు. కానీ అందరు పనులకి ఫలము ఒక్కడికే చెందుతుంది. అది కార్పొరేట్ ఓనర్, అది విష్ణువుకే చెందుతుంది. అది కృష్ణుడు ఇక్కడ చెప్తున్నాడు ఈ 9వ చాప్టర్ లో. యజ్ఞార్థాత్ కర్మ అన్యత్ర లోకోయం కర్మ బంధన. ఏ పని చేసినా ఇక్కడ మీరు యజ్ఞం లాగా చెయ్యాలి. ఆ యజ్ఞము నాకు మాత్రమే అర్పించాలి, నా కోసమే చెయ్యాలి. అలా చెయ్యకపోతే, అలా మీరు నేర్చుకోకపోతే కర్మ బంధనలోనే మీరు ఉంటారు. సో ఆ కర్మ బంధన అంటే ఏంటి? పునరపి జననం, పునరపి మరణం. సైకిల్, ఆ సైకిల్ ఆఫ్ బర్త్ అండ్ డెత్. అది ఇంకా ఎప్పటికీ పోదు. టుడే మనం అందరూ వీఆర్ సఫరింగ్. దర్ ఇస్ ఓన్లీ రీజన్ ఇస్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ద పాస్ట్. సో వీ క్యాన్ క్రియేట్ అవర్ ఫ్యూచర్ ఆల్సో, బట్ వీ షుడ్ నో వాట్ టు క్రియేట్. ఇట్స్ లైక్ ఓపెన్ బుక్. సో యూ కెన్ క్రియేట్ ఎనీథింగ్. మన పుస్తకాల్లో మనమే ఆథర్స్. ఈ పుస్తకాల్లో, ఈ జీవితం అనే పుస్తకంలో మనం ఏ కథ రాస్తే అదే మనకి డెస్టినేషన్ అదే వస్తుంది. సో కృష్ణుడు అదే చెప్తున్నాడు. ఏమిటి రాసుకోవాలి, నెక్స్ట్ బర్త్ ఎలా వస్తుంది, అలాంటి సీక్రెట్స్ చెప్తున్నాడు. చనిపోయే ముందు మీరు ఏం చెయ్యాలి, చనిపోయే ముందు మీకున్న ఆఖరి క్షణాల్లో ఉన్న థాట్సే మీకు నెక్స్ట్ బర్త్ కి, నెక్స్ట్ బాడీకి డిటర్మిన్ చేస్తుంది. సో ఏది తలుచుకుంటున్నారో మీకు అదే వస్తుంది. మీకు అమ్మాయిని తలుచుకుంటే అమ్మాయి శరీరం, అబ్బాయిని తలుచుకుంటే అబ్బాయి శరీరము, ఇంకేది తలుచుకుంటే అదే వస్తుంది. సో ఏది కాకుండా నన్ను తలుచుకుంటే నా లాంటి శరీరం వస్తుంది. కృష్ణుడు లాంటి శరీరం అంటే కృష్ణుడికి ఎప్పుడు జననము మరణము లేదు. అలాంటి శరీరం వస్తుంది. అది కృష్ణుడు ఇక్కడ రహస్యాలు చెప్తున్నాడు. Okay. Any question? Does it make sense? Sir, any other question? You have any question?
Why did he can pick me?
Yeah, Krishna is not saying. Question ఏంటి అంటే, why is Krishna saying worship Vishnu? He could have told worship me. But Krishna is slowly introducing the topic little by little. He's not saying that I am God. People are going to be very upset already.
Okay.
So slowly he will introduce the topic. There is no difference between Vishnu and me, and I am the Supreme Lord. Actually, he shows in the Virat Rupa, in the 11th chapter, he'll show everything, the universal form. Actually, I am only that Vishnu. So then Krishna, Arjuna says, oh, I can't take that form. Please show me your normal two-handed form. అవును.
త్యాగం అంటే మనం ఏదో త్యాగం చేయట్లేదు కదా. మంచి ఇచ్చినా మంచి అనుభవించిన ఇచ్చినా మనల్ని ఇచ్చినా మనల్ని
కర్మ ఫలాన్ని త్యాగం చేయడం అంటే నాది అనుకోవడం. మీరు పని ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఫ్యామిలీ ఉంది అంటే, మీ పిల్లలు ఉన్నారు, అది ఏమనుకుంటున్నారు, వాళ్ళు నా పిల్లలు, నా నుంచి వచ్చారు కాబట్టి అది నాది. ఇప్పుడు ధాన్యం ఉంటుంది, ధాన్యాన్ని మీరు అలాగా ఒక 6 నెలలు వదిలేశారు అనుకోండి ముట్టుకోకుండా, అందులోంచి పురుగులు పుడతాయి. సో ఆ పురుగులకి తల్లి ఎవరు? ధాన్యమా? చూడ్డానికి అలాగే ఉంది కదా, ఇప్పుడు దాని నుంచే వచ్చింది కదా, చూడ్డానికి వాస్తవానికి అలాగే ఉంది కదా. సో ఈ శరీరం ఎక్కడి నుంచి, అసలు ఈ శరీరం ఏంటి, పంచభూతాలతో తయారు చేసినది. సో ఈ పంచభూతాలతో తయారు చేసిన శరీరం మన నుంచి మనకి ఏం ఐడియా కూడా లేదు. జస్ట్ లైక్ ఒక విత్తనం వేస్తాం, విత్తనం నుంచి ఒక చెట్టు వస్తుంది, ఆ చెట్టులో ఎన్నో విత్తనాలు ఉంటాయి. అది అన్లిమిటెడ్ సైకిల్ అలా జరుగుతూనే ఉంది సృష్టి. సో దానికి మనమే సృష్టికర్త అనుకోవడం చాలా పొరపాటు. ఇన్ఫాక్ట్ కృష్ణుడు చెప్తాడు కూడా అది, కర్తాహం విమూఢాత్మ, కర్తాహం ఇది మన్యతే, నేనే కర్తని అనుకోవడం ఈజ్ ఎ విమూఢాత్మ. మూర్ఖుడే అలా అనుకుంటాడు, వాడికి తెలియదు, నిజం తెలియక అలా అనుకుంటాడు. సో నిజానికి ఈ శరీరము మనది కాదు, ఇది ఒక బై ప్రోడక్ట్, అలా వస్తుంది అంతే. అందులో ఉన్న ఆత్మ, అందుకే ఇది బ్యూటిఫుల్. ఒక తెలిసే స్టోరీ, నారదుడికి ఫ్రెండ్ ఉంటారు, నారదాస్ ఫ్రెండ్. ఆయన చిత్రకేతు మహారాజ్కి, చిత్రకేతు మహారాజ్ ఫాదర్ కి ఒక కోరిక ఉంటుంది, పిల్లలు అన్ని ఉంటాయి, మన ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇస్ పర్ఫెక్ట్, బట్ పిల్లలు ఉండరు. సో ఈ గ్రేట్ సేజ్ ఆయన దగ్గరికి వస్తారు, ముని నాకు అన్ని ఉన్నాయి, నాకు పిల్లలు లేరు, అది నాకు ఆశీర్వాదం ఇవ్వండి. ఓకే, నో ప్రాబ్లం, కానీ ఇందులో ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది. వాడు నీకు ఫండ్ ఇస్తాను, అది తింటే నీకు గ్యారంటీగా పిల్లలు ఉంటారు, కానీ వాడు ఈ విల్ బ్రింగ్ యూ హ్యాపీనెస్ అండ్ వాడు విల్ బ్రింగ్ యూ ఆల్సో సఫరింగ్. అటు సగమే వింటాడు, విల్ బ్రింగ్ హ్యాపీనెస్ అన్నారు కదా, చాలా నాకు అవాదరం అని ఇమీడియట్లీ టేక్ ఇట్. అండ్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా వాడు 5 ఏళ్ళు ఉంటాడు, బతుకుతాడు. 5 ఏళ్ళు అవగానే వీళ్ళు డాలి. చచ్చిపోయిన వెంటనే ఎంత ఏడుస్తాడంటే అంత ఏడుస్తాడు, ఆల్మోస్ట్ వాడు కూడా చచ్చిపోతాడు అని అంత ఏడుస్తాడు. సో మళ్ళీ ఆ ఋషి వస్తాడు, చెప్పాను కదా నీకు, అదే కొడుకు వల్ల నీకు హ్యాపీనెస్ వస్తుంది, సఫరింగ్ కూడా వస్తుంది. నో నో నో, నాకు తెలుసు మీరు ఏదైనా చేయగలరు, వారి గ్రేట్ సేజ్, చచ్చిపోయిన వాడిని మీరు మళ్ళీ తీసుకురండి. ఇట్ వోంట్ వర్క్, బట్ ఎనీవే నువ్వు అడుగుతున్నావు కాబట్టి నేను తీసుకొస్తాను అంటాడు. సో హీ బ్రింగ్స్ హిమ్ బ్యాక్. సో మళ్ళీ పుడతాడు, మళ్ళీ ఆ చచ్చిపోయిన శరీరం నుంచి హీ కమ్ బ్యాక్. దెన్ నా కొడుకు అని కావలించుకుంటాడు. ఆగాగంట, ఏమిటి ఆగాగంటున్నావు, అసలు ఎవరు నువ్వు, అదేంటి నేనే నీ తండ్రికి నీకు తెలియదా అంటే, ఏ లైఫ్ లో తండ్రివి, నాకు చాలా కుక్క తండ్రి ఉన్నారు, పిల్లి తండ్రి ఉన్నారు, అన్ని రకాల తండ్రులు ఉన్నారు, నువ్వు ఏ తండ్రి నాకు తెలియదు, చాలా మంది తండ్రులు ఉన్నారు. అంటే ఈ టైంకి ఆల్రెడీ ఎన్నో జన్మలు అయిపోయాయి. ఆ టైంలో మళ్ళీ వెనక్కి వస్తాడు అతను. అఫ్ కోర్స్ హి బికమ్స్ ఎ గ్రేట్ డివోటీ, చిత్రకేతు మహారాజు. సో లైక్ దాట్. సో మనకి తెలియక మనం ఇవన్నీ మన చుట్టుపక్కల ఉన్నవన్నీ కూడా మనవి అని భ్రమలో ఉన్నాం.
త్యాగం అంటే వెళ్ళాలి అంటే how do we do? అంటే మనం ఆ ఫల త్యాగం అనేది ఎలా చేస్తాం?
కర్మఫల త్యాగం అంటే ఇప్పుడే చెప్పాను కదా, సర్వోపాధి వినిర్ముక్తం. ఇవన్నీ ఉపాధుల వల్ల మనకు వస్తున్నది. ఈ ఉపాధి అంటే ఏంటి, ఫస్ట్ ఉపాధి నేను తల్లిని, నా నుంచి వచ్చిన పిల్లలు ఇవి నావి, అహం మమేతి, ఇది కంటామినేషన్. సో దీనికి వేరే తపస్సులు ఏం చేయక్కర్లేదు, ఒకే ఒక యజ్ఞం హరే కృష్ణ మహామంత్రం చేస్తే అది మ్యాజిక్ లా పనిచేస్తుంది. అది ఎలా పనిచేస్తుంది, మీకు జ్ఞానం ఎలా వస్తుంది, అవన్నీ క్వశ్చన్లు తర్వాత అడగండి. మీరు చాటింగ్ చేసిన తర్వాత మీకు ఈ అవగాహన వస్తుంది. ఓ నాకు వీళ్ళందరికీ కొంతవరకే కనెక్షన్ ఉంది, బియాండ్ దట్ ఇదేది నాది కాదు అనే జ్ఞానం మీకు ఆటోమేటిక్ గా వస్తుంది. బట్ డిఫికల్ట్ గా కనిపిస్తుంది.
I'll tell in a simple
Initially.
way,
Yeah.
in a simple way that every moment you see you have 2 options all the time. That one is to go in a Krishna conscious way and one is to think materially. So we have to choose the difficult path. So anything, how do you do is you choose the Krishna conscious path only. that
No,
nothing
my
belongs to
question
me.
is, nothing
Nothing
belongs to me.
That's what, that is the thing.
Correct.
In every situation, you will have that. Every situation, you understand that this doesn't belong to me. This belongs to Krishna. How I can do service to Krishna? You have to do
ఇంకా
service to
ఇంకా
somebody.
ఇంకా డీప్ ఏంటి అంటే, బికాస్ నేను నా జీతం నుంచి, నా డబ్బుల నుంచి నేను ఈ ఇల్లు కొన్నాను కాబట్టి ఈ ఇల్లు నాది, టైటిల్ కూడా ఉంది, రైట్? మనందరం అనుకుంటాం అలాగే. బట్ అసలు జీతమే ఎలా వచ్చింది, ఆ బుద్ధి ఎలా వచ్చింది,
ఎలా
ఆ డబ్బులు ఎలా వచ్చాయి? డబ్బులు వచ్చాయి అంటే నీకు బుద్ధి ఉంది, బుద్ధి వాడావు కాబట్టి. ఆ బుద్ధి ఎవరిది? సో అలా డీప్ గా వెళ్తుంది. అప్పుడు నీకు అర్థమవుతుంది, ఓ నాకు డబ్బులు వచ్చినా ఇవన్నీ నాకు కాదు, ఐ డోంట్ డిజర్వ్ దిస్. కానీ నాకు కృష్ణుడు ఇచ్చాడు ఇవన్నీ, ఈ సౌకర్యాలు ఇచ్చాడు. జస్ట్ లైక్ ఇప్పుడు మీరు కంపెనీలో పనిచేస్తారు, కొంతమందికి పెద్ద మేనేజర్ అయితే పెద్ద పోస్టులు ఇస్తారు. వాడికి పెద్ద పోస్ట్ వచ్చినప్పుడు వాడికి సౌకర్యాలు ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి, పెద్ద క్యాబిన్ ఉంటుంది, వాడి కింద ఎక్కువ మంది పనిచేస్తారు. అలాంటి సౌకర్యాలు పెద్ద పెద్ద మేనేజర్లకు ఇస్తారు. అలాగే మనకు కూడా, మనకి కర్మానుసారం మనకి పెద్ద ఇల్లు, ఐశ్వర్యము, పిల్లలు, ఇవన్నీ మన చుట్టుపక్కల వచ్చాయి. ఎలా, ఎందుకు? జస్ట్ లైక్ కంపెనీలో మేనేజర్కి ఎలా ఇచ్చారో అలాగే మనకు కూడా దేవుడు ఇవన్నీ మన కర్మానుసారం మనకి ఇస్తున్నాడు అంతే. కొంతమందికే ఇస్తున్నాడు, అందరికీ అన్ని ఇవ్వడం లేదు కదా. సో మనకు ఆ సీక్రెట్ తెలియక ఇవన్నీ నావి అనే భ్రమలో మనం ఎంతో దాంట్లో ఇమిడిపోయి ఉన్నాం. సో ఇది వదిలించుకోవడం చాలా కష్టం లాగా కనిపిస్తుంది. కానీ అంత కష్టమైన టాపిక్ కూడా చాలా సులువుగా హరే కృష్ణ ధ్యానంలో ఉంటే మనకి వస్తుంది. బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఈజీ.
I can say
చెప్పినంత
one
ఈజీ
more
కాదు.
thing, that see, we want to serve Krishna, but you can't see Krishna right now. So who can you see? You can see devotees, you can see people. How you can make them Krishna conscious, how you can help devotees, that is the point. That because we can't right now, Krishna is not visible to us. We know, theoretically we know, but Krishna is there in each and every person. So why not see that in that way, how I can serve another devotee, how I can serve another person, how I can make that person also a devotee, how I can utilize whatever I have.
సో కర్మ ఫల త్యాగము ఇక్కడ వస్తుంది. అప్పుడు ఎలా అవుతుంది? ఇప్పుడు మనకి సౌకర్యమే మనం చూసుకుంటాం, కరెక్ట్. కానీ భక్తుడు అయినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? పక్క వాళ్ళ బాధ కూడా మన బాధ కింద తీసుకుంటాం.
Compassion.
ఆ దయాగుణం పెరుగుతుంది. అది ఎంతవరకు పెరుగుతుంది అంటే, ఎందుకు ఇప్పుడు భక్తులందరూ వాళ్ళకి ఏం పట్టింది? వాళ్ళ మటుకు వాళ్ళు ధ్యానం చేసుకోవచ్చు, వాళ్ళు హాయిగా ఉండొచ్చు. కానీ వాళ్ళు అలా చేయటం లేదు. మిగతా వాళ్ళ దుఃఖాన్ని వాళ్ళ దుఃఖం కింద వాళ్ళ శరీరము నా కోసం కాదు, అందరి కోసము, అందరి సేవ కోసం అన్నట్టే చేస్తారు.
But Paropukaram Sarinam idam correct. But in that way, we are not becoming materially Paropukaram Idam Saridam. We are spiritually putting everything in perspective.
Correct.
With the understanding that I am serving that other person, I will give him somehow or the other Krishna. And somehow or the other, I will serve that person. So then what happens? You will get detachment. And when you get detachment, then you get knowledge.
అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? అప్పుడు కరెక్ట్, ఆ పాయింట్ దగ్గర ఏమవుతుంది? నా పిల్లలకే నేను చేస్తాను అనే భావం పోయి, ఎవరైనా ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ నుంచి బయటికి రావాలనుకున్న వాళ్ళకి నేను సేవ చేస్తాను అనే భావం వస్తుంది. సో అప్పుడు యు ఎక్స్పాండ్ యువర్ కాన్షియస్నెస్. అప్పుడు వసుధంబిక కుటుంబం అనే ఐడియా అప్పుడు కరెక్ట్ గా ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ అవుతుంది. లేదంటే నేను నా ఫ్యామిలీ అంతే, ఆ స్వార్థంలోనే అందరూ ఉంటాం కదా.
And that is why
మళ్ళీ కొంచెం బ్రేక్ఫాస్ట్ అలా అప్పటికే ఒక గంట 2 గంటలు
దీన్ని ఉత్సాహ తరంగాలు అంటారు. ఉత్సాహ తరంగాలు అంటే పైకి కిందికి పడుతూ ఉంటాయి. సో ఈ ఉత్సాహ తరంగాలు వస్తూనే ఉంటాయి. సో భక్తిలో కూడా ఇలాంటి తరంగాలు వస్తూనే ఉంటాయి. సో మనం ఇంకా ప్యూరిఫై అవ్వలేదు. సో ఆ ప్యూరిఫికేషన్ అవ్వడానికి కూడా 9 స్టెప్స్ ఉంటాయి, 9 స్టేజెస్ ఉంటాయి. ఆ 9 స్టేజెస్ లో నిష్ఠ అనే స్టేజ్కి వచ్చినప్పుడు, అంటే మధ్యలో 4th 5th స్టేజ్కి వచ్చినప్పుడు నిష్ఠ అనేది వస్తుంది. ఆ నిష్ఠలో ఉన్నప్పుడు, నిష్ఠగా అప్పుడు ధ్యానంలో ఉంటే అప్పుడు ఎలాంటి తరంగం, ఓకే, మైండ్ బాధ చేస్తుంది, అందరికీ మైండ్ బాధ చేస్తుంది, కానీ సేవాభావాన్ని మాత్రం వదలడు. ఎలాంటి సిచ్యువేషన్ వచ్చినా సేవాభావాన్ని అప్పుడు వదలడు. అప్పటి వరకు మాయా జవని కాచన్నం కుంతీదేవి పాడుతుంది కృష్ణుడికి ప్రేయర్స్ లో. మాయా జవని కాచన్నం అంటే మాయ కర్టన్ లాంటిది. కొంచెం ఇఫ్ యూ ఓపెన్ ద కర్టన్ వెలుతురు వస్తుంటుంది, ఒక్కసారి అలా వదిలేస్తే మళ్ళీ కర్టన్ మూసిపోతుంది, మళ్ళీ కృష్ణుడు కనిపించాడు. సో మన ఎవరు కుంతీదేవి అంటుంది, అమ్మా కృష్ణ ఈ మాయ కర్టన్ లాంటిది, నువ్వు తీసి ఉంచిన ఆయన, అది కానీ వదిలేసావంటే మళ్ళీ అది మూసిపోతుంది అని కుంతి అంటుంది. మనం ఎంత
అందుకే మనం అక్కడ లేము. We are not in that position, but we are in the process. అందుకే we should not become disheartened. Oh, somebody.
హాస్పిటల్లో పేషెంట్ ఉంటాడు, అది చూస్తే ఏదో ఒక రోగం ఉంటుంది, రోగం ఉంది అని మనం డిస్సాటిస్ఫై అయిపోతే దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ కరెక్ట్. ఎందుకు? అష్యూరెన్స్ ఏంటి అంటే వాడు హాస్పిటల్లో ఉన్నాడు, మెడిసిన్ తీసుకుంటున్నాడు, త్వరలో నయం అవుతాడు అనే కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ ఉండాలి. అలాంటిది ఈ ప్రాసెస్. ఈ హరే కృష్ణ కూడా మామూలుగా అయితే ఎన్నో జన్మలు పడుతుంది కృష్ణనామం జపించడానికి, బట్ త్వరలో నా కాలేన నాతి దీర్ఘేన భగవాన్ హృదయ విషతే హృది వస్తాడు, నివసిస్తాడు, హృదయంలో ఉన్నాడు. బట్ ఆ కల్మషం అంతా పోయిన తర్వాత మన హృదయంలో కనిపిస్తాడు. అప్పుడు ఆ స్టేజ్ లో దెన్ యూఆర్ టాకింగ్ పర్ఫెక్షన్. ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది అంటే జనరల్ గా హరే కృష్ణ చేస్తున్నారు, భక్తిలో ఉన్నారు, వాళ్ళందరూ పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా ఉండాలి అని మనం అనుకుంటాం. బట్ అందరూ పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా ఉండదు. మనం ఎందుకు మనం అందరూ లేము, ఆ పర్ఫెక్ట్ స్టేజ్ లో లేము. అది అందుకనే ఏవో లోపాలు ఉంటాయి, అందరిలోని లోపాలు ఉంటాయి. ఆ లోపాలు పక్కన పెట్టి మన అందరికీ కామన్ మెడిసిన్ తీసుకుంటున్నామా లేదా?
Krishna is there in our heart. Right now, he is covered with Maya.
Yeah.
He is there, but we cannot understand that he is sitting in our heart. That Maya has to go. That Maya means what? That is actually Agyan. Agyanam. And when we come to Gyan, and how Gyan will come? When you do, when you give up something, when you renounce, then you get knowledge. These two things have to be done continuously. That is why this triangle is very important. It's no situation we should stop this triangle.
Golden triangle.
Actually, you draw it once. Draw it. It will be nice to know.
Always say triangle with eye.
Yeah, no, the golden triangle. These three things we should never stop.
No, Illuminati. No problem. We everywhere find this thing. Next time we have that's it. Five steps still can. All these three.
Oh, it's reverse actually. It's not showing. Okay, the top is sacrifice, the left side is charity and penance.
You cannot stop. This is 18th chapter. Bhagavad Gita. Of course, 17th chapter Krishna talks about how to purify body, mind, and intelligence. All three how to purify. He explains all that. Everything is there.
Yeah.
But it starts here in this third chapter with this yajna.
So why
Sacrifice is
not
yajna.
sacrifice? Because sacrifice looks like we are trying to lose something.
No, not that sacrifice.
That is
Sacrifice, यज्ञ sacrifice करते हैं ना,
yajna.
यज्ञ करते हैं ना. तो
यज्ञ के
पुराने
साथ-
टाइम में हम लोग करते थे, यज्ञ मीन्स एक्चुअल यज्ञ करते थे, जो आर्य समाज वाले करते हैं. तो वो लोग क्यों करते हैं रोज? क्योंकि भगवत गीता कहता है कि हमें यज्ञ करना चाहिए. पर आज के कलयुग में हमें करना है कौन सा यज्ञ? हमें करना है संकीर्तन यज्ञ करना है. क्योंकि आज के टाइम के लिए वो जो सैक्रिफाइस है वो काम नहीं आने वाली, क्योंकि वो बहुत ही हाई लेवल पे करना होता है, वो कर नहीं पाते. और ये जो संकीर्तन यज्ञ है ये हमको जल्दी प्यूरिफाई करेगा. वो स्लो प्रोसेस है, ये फास्टर प्रोसेस है, और ये आज के कलयुग के लिए है.
Sankirtana is different.
Just singing. You can sing alone, you can sing with 2 people, you can sing with 10 people, you can sing with 10,000 people, 1 lakh people also. Any amount.
Sankirtana you can do 3 ways. You can do japa, which is alone. You can do kirtan. That is by singing and dancing. And just singing is bhajan.
Yeah.
This is part of the Sankirtan. 3 ways you can do that. Yeah, sacrifice. Yeah, yajna.
See that in every age there are 4 ages, right? Treta Yuga,
First, Satyam.
sorry, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. So in every age, the yajna is different. So in Satya Yuga, it's jnana.
The
In Treta Yuga, it is sacrifice.
yajna.
5 sacrifice.
5 sacrifice.
Yajna is 5 sacrifice only, right?
Yeah, yajna is 5, but
Generally, consider it 5 sacrifice. But in Dwapara Yuga, it is temple worship.
please take Prashadam. Please.
In Kali Yuga, it is Sankirtan.
So people give bali. Is that part of sacrifice?
Yeah, Bali is also part of sacrifice.
So that's sacrifice.
There is,
Yeah,
there is,
there is again, this also is again into 3 modes. Goodness, passion, ignorance. So people in ignorance, they are given that animal sacrifice and all. So you have Puranas, 18 Puranas. There are 6 Puranas for Sattvagun, 6 Puranas for Rajagun, 6 Puranas for Tamagun. So devotees don't indulge in all of it. We only read half of the Purana.
18 Puran.
Purana. There are 108 Upanishads.
Oh.
108 Upanishads. And these Upanishads are again a commentary on Vedanta.
Yeah.
Sutra. And Vedanta Sutra is a summary of 4 Vedanta.
Yeah.
I think the boys want to start singing. They can start actually. So we'll stop the Bhagavad Gita part ki. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai.